Alright guys, today I'm doing a bit of a video, I guess you could call it a tutorial, on cleaning VCRs. Now VCRs get dirty after a while. Dust and dirt can build up inside. If you have pets, fur and stuff like that can get caught up in here. And also, tape gunk will often be left on the VCR. So every once in a while you want to go and clean up VCR. Now, I've already removed the VCR from the casing. You can see there's the circuit board and the casing. And the main part of the VCR you really want to focus on is the actual mechanism. This is the tape mechanism. It's from a newer VCR. This particular one's from 1998. And I'm also going to just give you a couple of tips on maintenance. Of course, you want to go through the whole thing and just give it a blow of compressed air to get any loose dust out. Any remaining dust you can try and get out yourself, but whatever. The main thing you want to clean is the tape transport. Basically anything that the tape touches. Now, you can use rubbing alcohol and put it on Q-tips, but what I find to be a little more efficient is to go to your local pharmacy and get yourself these alcohol swabs. They're basically 70% alcohol. It's probably a better idea to get a higher percentage of alcohol. However, this works for me. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your swab and you're going to clean all of these tape guides. So, start, you can't really see, try and angle it in a way that you can see. Over here we have a couple of tension guides. Whoops. Want to clean that. Of course, you want to clean these two guides that actually pull the tape out of the cassette. Just want to give them a good cleaning, especially if there's a lot of noticeable gunk that's built up on these guides. And also, you want to clean this. This is the tension guide right here. Moving over a little bit. Now, this guide isn't in all VCRs. In this particular VCR, this guide pulls the tape out of the cassette, and then the pinch roller comes down. So, sometimes this guide isn't in a VCR. And then, of course, you're going to want to, well, you can't really see it, but back behind here is the capstan. You want to clean that out. Oops. Just want to clean that out because a lot of times there will get tape gunk on there. And then you also want to clean the pinch roller. Just rub, well, you can't really see. But you want to put the swab up to the roller and just move it by hand. If the pinch roller doesn't feel rubbery anymore and it's cracked or dry, you're going to want to replace it for best performance and to eliminate the possibility of eating tapes, as well as eliminate wow and flutter. So, basically signs that the pinch roller needs to be replaced is if it's glazed, like it has a glossy look to it once it's dry, or if you can see cracks, things like that. Same thing goes for the belts. When you're in here cleaning the VCR, you're going to want to check the belts. Most newer VCRs are almost entirely gear-driven, but most of them will still have this one belt here that connects the idler gears to the capstan. You can see this is the only belt in the VCR. Now, if the belt is still good, you want to give it a good cleaning by basically pinching the belt with an alcohol swab and then rotating one of the two wheels until you've gotten the entire belt. If the belt doesn't have the rubber band feel to it, like it's more resistant to stretching, or if it feels kind of hard, or when you take it off it's stretched to a certain position, that means you're going to want to replace it. StudioSoundElectronics.com usually sells pretty good replacements for a variety of VCRs. Same thing goes for the pinch rollers. Oh, here's my other alcohol swab. That's what I was doing, I was cleaning the pinch roller. So yeah, clean all of the parts that the tape touches. Sure, you can just do that. This pinch roller is going to need replacing soon, I can already tell. Next thing, after you've gotten all of the parts of the mechanism, zoom out a little bit, you're going to want to get the heads. There will be 3 sets of heads in the VCR. Over here you have your erase head. It's a stationary erase head that erases all information from the tape. Over here is your audio control head, which records the audio and the syncing information onto the tape, so a VCR can synchronize the heads up with the stripes on the tape. And then of course you've got your spinning head drum. Some of these will only have 2 heads on them, some will have 4, some will even have more than that, like 6 or 7. This particular one has 4. There are only 2 openings, but there's 4 heads. 2 heads share the openings. On higher end VCRs there will be another set of heads for recording the audio, and some will even have an additional head called a flying erase head that will erase the information from the tape as it passes by the drum rather than erasing it over here, and that can give you cleaner cuts, as it's called. So you're going to clean all of your different heads. I usually start with the stationary heads, and it's just as easy as cleaning the tape guides. You just basically rub it up against there for a while, and rub it up against here for a while. There you go. And then you can clean the actual drum. Now you have to be very careful with this. You don't want to apply too much pressure, or else the little heads inside these gaps here, if I can zoom in you can see better. You can see the small gap right there. The heads are inside the little gap. If you apply too much pressure, the heads can cling to the swab and pull right off. Now you can get a special cleaning kit off of Studio Sound Electronics that does the job better. However, I'm just working with what I have, and if you're really in a hurry, you can just use an alcohol swab. What I usually do is just put it up against the drum very lightly and spin it. Again, you don't want to push too hard. Just want to get so that most of the gunk comes off. And also when it comes to maintenance, if you want to, you can re-lubricate the mechanism. This VCR's grease is still good. I've heard you can use WD-40, you can just use normal grease, but basically you want to put the grease wherever there's moving parts. Like you would want to put some grease here along these tracks on both sides of there. You want to grease all of the gears, basically anything with gears you want to grease. And also on the loading mechanism here, you would want to grease the gear here and lubricate those tracks for better operation. You don't want to put too much on. Too much grease is as bad as too little. This VCR's grease is still good. so I'm going to leave it as it is. And one final thing, a lot of newer VCRs will have this thing called an automatic head cleaner. If I move the mechanism a little bit, you can see this automatic head cleaner right here. Oops, that's a little too much. And basically it's a piece of plastic here with this little piece of like, I don't know, foam or something on it. And basically, whenever these tape guides come up and wrap the tape around the heads, it'll push into this, which will thus cause this to rub up against the head and basically clean it. So every time you insert and remove a cassette, it will automatically clean the heads. And this is kind of convenient for the first couple of years. After a while, gunk will build up on the automatic head cleaner, and it will start to wear out, and it will eventually get to the point that it will be doing more damage to the VCR than good. So what I like to do, especially with these older VCRs, is after a while, I'll just remove it. You're gonna have to, like, pry it out. Let's see, where did I put my screwdriver? I think I lost my screwdriver. Wonderful. Exactly what I need to happen on camera, right? Oh well. I'm sure you don't need a screwdriver, but basically, after a couple of years, you just want to remove the automatic head cleaner because it's eventually going to destroy the heads on the thing. So what I like to do is just pull it out here. It would help if I had my screwdriver, but, you know, I lose stuff when I go on camera. Ah, here it is. It's right here. Gonna have to, like, pry it out. Basically just zoom out here. Just put the screwdriver right underneath the plastic like that, and it comes right off. So now, you can discard the automatic head cleaner. You can see this one, if the stinking camera will focus, come on. Alright, you can see the, there's a lot of tape gunk that's built up on there. If the damn camera will focus, you can see there's gunk built up on there and it's starting to wear out. So this was going to start damaging the heads in this thing. So, now that the automatic head cleaner is removed, we shouldn't have to worry about any sort of damage that would be caused by this thing. And plus, I prefer to manually clean the heads anyways. So we can just throw that in the trash. There they go. And after you finish cleaning, you can reassemble the unit. I'm going to put the mechanism back in, and then plug it in and make sure it's all good. So, that is my video on cleaning a VCR mechanism and some tips on typical maintenance for the unit. So that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and be sure to watch the finished video of this VCR once I get it all back together. Cheers.